It's Chris Turton here, and this is the first part of the Amazon training program. And the first thing I want to discuss about is some of the top things that I wish I knew before I started to sell on Amazon and work with clients on Amazon as well. And I think some of these points will be really invaluable to you if you are starting on your journey to start selling and growing your business online. The first thing that's really important, and a lot of people don't understand, is there's a huge difference in selling between marketplaces and on your website, and in particularly within eBay and Amazon. So I just want to go through some of those kind of key points. And the first one is that, as you may know, eBay will list products individually. So you could be selling any type of product. So you could be selling a pack of cards, for instance, and every single listing that is for that pack of cards will be shown on eBay. On Amazon, they'll only show one product per barcode. So effectively, if you had a pack of bicycle cards, a standard deck of bicycle cards, there'd be one product on Amazon, and every business that is selling that product would be all in one listing page, and you could have hundreds potentially of sellers. This becomes an issue because it means that everyone is fighting to be the cheapest or to get the most coveted thing, which is called the buy box. And you'll hear this mentioned a lot in the course. And the buy box we'll also cover in the glossary video as well. But the buy box is the quintessential area of what all sellers are trying to achieve on Amazon. So when you're looking on any product page on on Amazon, it will say that you have one seller. There will be a price, it'll say add to cart or buy it now, and underneath that it will say who the seller is. Sometimes it will say it's dispatched from and sold by Amazon, and that means that the product is being sourced directly to Amazon, and Amazon works as a retailer, similar to how a wholesaler would sell to, a retail chain. But a lot of the time it will say sold by seller. Sometimes it will say sold by seller and fulfilled by Amazon, which is something else we'll get onto more later in the course. Amazon will decide on various factors who gets that option. So when someone clicks the buy it now or add to cart button, that seller who is in the buy box will automatically get the order. You will also be able to see that underneath the reviews it will say how many are for sale and from various sellers. It could say new 26 from, and then give a price. Sometimes that price is cheaper than the price you initially see on the product page. So it's not always about price. Price does play a large part in the buy box. It's not always about the price, so bear that in mind. There are various ways that businesses get that buy box. That will depend on the size of the company, how many sales they do through Amazon, and obviously price, and a few other factors as well. The other difference is that customers have a more focused range of products because of this factor, because of the way the catalogues differ between eBay and Amazon. The catalogue on Amazon is a lot more refined. Also, Amazon has Prime membership, which I'm sure you all know about. You may even be a Prime member yourself. Not only does this give you several options, but it means that several products that you can buy, most products you can buy, have the option to buy it on Prime, which means you get it next day or very quickly compared to other sellers. Because of Amazon now having 150 million Prime members, and it's believed to be in the region of about 60% now, maybe a bit more, of all Amazon buyers are Prime members. It is so crucial to get onto the Prime service, and that's something else we'll talk about later in the course. Another key thing that I wish I knew was more about the support or the lack of support from Amazon. And this is a huge thing, and this is one thing that I get emails every single day from potential clients and people that get in touch requesting help because there is a huge issue in terms of the support structure from Amazon, and this is an issue. We think as a business that the seller support system is under enormous pressure from the higher up heads, and we think that's why the support system isn't quite valuable. It always depends on who you get as a support, someone in the support team, and that can be through live chat, through phone, or through email, depending on what your inquiry is in the seller support system. It isn't as efficient as eBay's. It's very slow. It can be very slow, and occasionally they will ask you will give them very clear information, and yet they will still come back with questions regarding things you may have already asked them, and we don't know if it's a stalling tactic. We don't know if there's because they're under a time limit to answer questions. But the way we get around a lot of this, and even as a major agency with a lot of big clients, we still have to go through that seller support system. A lot of customers ask if we have specific people at Amazon that we can talk to, which occasionally happens. They're normally people that run the category. So if we have a big client in the say the grocery area, we may have a particular contact that focuses purely on the grocery bestseller ranges and things. So, but in general, most people, including us, have to go through the seller support system. That includes for brand issues and even for vendors. So people that sell directly to Amazon have the same issue. We preempt a lot of what they're going to ask us because they always ask us the same things. If we want to change a product title, even if we own the product, which is something else we'll get onto in another topic, they will ask us for manufacturer's proof. They may ask us for certain queries about previous support tickets, and we'll always try and make sure we have a template ready to accommodate and support that system so that we get a quicker response. And we get better at that. It does take some experience, but if you have an issue on Amazon, just be in mind that you may not get a favourable response in terms of how Amazon work with you. Okay. Amazon has a lot stricter rules than eBay, and I'm not saying that eBay is loose by any means. eBay is a very, very, very good platform in how they deal with customers, but Amazon takes it to a new level. And I'm going to say to you quite now that another query we get a lot of is to do with Amazon suspensions. We get a lot of people asking about their accounts being suspended for a number of reasons, and these can be quite complex to resolve. Sometimes a company may not get their account back. Okay, there was a recent bit of news that the second largest seller in Amazon, on Amazon, as a seller, not as a vendor, were suspended, and they were doing thousands and thousands and thousands of euros a day. And they put a request in to resolve this suspension that Amazon had gave them, and they didn't get it. It didn't get resolved. So Amazon was losing hundreds, if not thousands, of euros a day on this one seller alone. And even then, it took over a week to get that resolved. So don't think it's just about you being a small fish. Amazon's rules are very, very strict. It's really important that even from the get-go, if you are making an account, the information you provide is accurate, and they can just shut you down. It is a brutally harsh way at times. They'll have their reasons for it, and you can take from that what you will. But we have had to say to clients, we cannot help you here. This is down to Amazon, and there is no way to move it. And thirdly, you have to roll with the punches. You have to understand that this is effectively the game, the structure that Amazon plays, and we all have to work around that system. We're always trying to provide the right thing. We're trying to do the right thing for the customer and for our marketplace. I can't think of the word, the marketplace partner of Amazon, but just be aware that suspensions, product issues can be quite a common thing, and that can be quite off-putting to a lot of new sellers on Amazon. The real costs of running your Amazon account. A lot of people don't correctly set up the fees or understand the fees in Amazon. This is a really common one. I speak to clients all the time that say, my competitor's selling this a lot cheaper than we are, yet we know we're getting the best price of this, we're paying the right postage, we can't do it. And eventually, once they've dug back through their suppliers, they have realised that they haven't actually encountered the correct costs. Now, one of the tools that we're going to provide in this course is actually a margin calculator. So it will allow you to accurately track, or how we accurately track clients' costs and margin. And one thing that we will talk about more about this in the pricing lecture, but one thing that we will discuss is more about margin rather than profit, because there's a lot of overhead and bits and pieces. So Amazon typically charges between a 10 to 15% referral fee on each category. In other words, every time you sell something, you'll pay between 10 to 15%. I'll be honest with you, it's more likely it'll be 15%. Most categories are at that higher level. Amazon also retains certain fees, and these differ depending on the size of your account and how many sales you're getting. And what they do is they use that as a almost as a cash float, effectively, if you have returns or any product issues. So they will retain certain money. Advertising fees, when you first start advertising on Amazon, that we'll get into later on, can be quite costly. It's very unlikely you will get a good return on investment for advertising from day one. It just takes time to refine and improve. And the reality is, to get a product really moving on Amazon, you are going to have to structure and build your advertising correctly. There are two ways to send products into Amazon, which again we'll talk about in a later video, and those fees will differ depending on if you sell the product directly through your own warehouse or through your own third-party logistics warehouse, or if you send them into Amazon through the system called Fulfilled by Amazon, or FBA. Amazon's obsession for customer service. It's a great thing, but it's also bad for sellers at times, because if you have a customer that you know has ripped you off, and you know that they have basically got the item and they're saying, I haven't had this, and you know you've had it even with tracked items, or a customer makes something called an A to Z guarantee claim. This is basically them saying to Amazon, I have a problem with this seller. Amazon will 99% go in the customer's favour, even if it's a dead cert that you haven't done anything wrong. Roll with the punches. This is something that happens a lot, and you just need to build that into your model. Understand you're going to have a returns rate depending on your industry, and if you're in the clothing brands or anything like that, you will find high return rates, and you'll specifically see high return rates if you're on the Prime service. So if you're selling items direct to the customer with the Prime badge, or if you are selling using Amazon's FBA program, the Fulfilled by Amazon program. So you will get into a lot of heated issues with customers. My advice is just accept it, tick the box, take the loss, because ultimately Amazon, even though there is the option for you as a seller to dispute with a customer, chances are Amazon will go in the customer's favour. The biggest one of all is the return on investment for Amazon takes time. If you think you can sell on Amazon and by tomorrow you're making big bucks, forget it. This does not work in this way. Selling on Amazon is a refined process and will take time, take experience, and of course, by doing it, you will fail at things and see how that development can occur. I'm hoping with this course, I will help get you there much quicker. Depending on your product, it will take between 3 to 6 months to get a product moving, and that is also making sure you have all of the factors involved. So those are some of the key things that I wish I knew before setting up on Amazon. It would have really helped me kind of understand and structure my ideas and my plan for working with my business, or if what I've seen from with other clients. And yeah, I hope that this kind of short video is helpful, and I look forward to speaking to you